What's going on? Get in here, get in here, get in here. Get in here. I am your girl, your one and only Magda Annette Soto, aka Aunt Maggie. Your humble servant. Your leader, your mentor, co-author of the #1 best-selling book called Heart Set on Amazon. Check it out, check it out. What's going on? This is episode 9. I hope you are all finding yourselves well. Happy Saturday. I hope you're doing well, each and every one of you. Today's topic is don't miss out on God's best. You see, as I was meditating in the Word, I was reading that God had implemented in us seeds of greatness, seeds of incredible potential, creative ideas, and dreams. But it is up to us to tap into it. Because what good does it do that we have that if we don't know what to do with it? Or we don't take action in doing so. So I'm going to say, dare to say, not to miss out on God's best. I want to read you a story. Years ago, long before the transatlantic flight was common, a man wanted to travel to the United States from Europe, right? The man worked hard, saved every extra penny he could, and finally had just enough money to purchase a ticket aboard a cruise ship. The trip at the time required about 2 or 3 weeks to cross the ocean. At that time, he went out and bought a suitcase, and he filled it with cheese and crackers. Cheese and crackers. That's the highlight right there. That's all he could afford. Once on the board, all of the other passengers went to the large ornate dining room to eat their gourmet meals. Meanwhile, the poor man would go over in the corner and eat his cheese and crackers. This went on day after day. He could smell the delicious food being served in the dining room. He heard the other passengers speak of it in glowing terms as they rubbed their bellies and complained about how full they were and how they would have to go on a diet after the trip. The poor traveler wanted to join the others guests in the dining room, but he had no extra money. Sometimes he'd lie awake at night dreaming of the sumptuous meals the other guests described. Toward the end of the trip, another man came up to him and said, "Sir, I can't help but notice that you're always over there eating those cheese and crackers at meal times. Why don't you come into the banquet hall and eat with us?" The man told the poor man. The traveler's face flushed with embarrassment. "Well, to tell you the truth, I only had enough money to buy the ticket. I don't have any extra money to purchase fancy meals." The other passenger raised his eyebrows in surprise. He shook his head and said, "Sir, don't you realize the meals are included in the price of the ticket? Your meals have already been paid for." When I first heard that story, I couldn't help but think how many people are similar to the naive traveler. They are missing out on God's best because they don't realize that the good things in life have already been paid for. They may be on their way to heaven, but they don't know what has been included in the price of the ticket. Every moment that we go around with that weak worm of the dust mentality, we're eating more cheese and crackers. Every time we shrink back and say, well, I can't do it. I don't know. I don't have what it takes. We're eating more cheese and crackers. Every time we go around full of fear, worry, anxiety, or we are uptight about something, we're over there eating more cheese and crackers. Friend, I don't know about you, but I'm tired of those cheese and crackers. It's time to step up to God's dining table. God has prepared a fabulous banquet for you. He has prepared a fabulous banquet for you, complete with every good thing imaginable, and it has already been paid for. God has already God has everything you need there. Joy, forgiveness, restoration, peace, healing, whatever you need. Whatever you need, my friend, is there in the dining room table. It's waiting for you at God's banquet table if you pull up a chair and take the place He has prepared for you. You may have gone through some great disappointments in life or faced some serious setbacks. Welcome to the real world. That is part of it. But you must remember, you are a child of the Most High God. Just because something didn't work out your way, or somebody disappointed you, that does not change who you are. If one dream dies, dream another dream. If you get knocked down, get back up and go again. When one door closes, God will open a bigger and better door. Hold your head up high and be on the lookout for the new thing that God wants you to do in life. But don't go off in the corner of life and start eating cheese and crackers. You may have gotten off a rough start in life. Perhaps you experienced horrible poverty, despair, abuse, or other negative things. During your childhood, you may be tempted to let those negative experiences set the course for the rest of your life. But just because you started life that way doesn't mean you have to finish that way. You need to get a fresh vision of what God can do in your life and develop an abundant mindset. Maybe you have come from a poor environment like I have, or maybe you don't have a lot of material possessions right now. Neither do I. That's okay. God has good things ahead for you. But let me be cautioned. Let me caution you. Don't allow that poverty image to become ingrained inside of you. Don't grow accustomed to living with less, doing less, and being less to the point that you eventually sit back and accept it. We've always been poor. This is the way it is. Gotta be, you may be saying. No, start looking through the eyes of faith, seeing yourself rising to new levels, see yourself prospering, and keep that image in your heart and in your mind. You may be living at poverty at the moment, but don't ever let poverty live in you. The Bible says God takes pleasure in prospering his children. As his children prosper spiritually, physically, and materially, their increase brings God pleasure. Do you know that when we go through life with a poverty mentality, it is not glorifying to God? It does not honor his great name. God is not pleased when we drag through life, defeated, depressed, perpetually discouraged by our circumstances. No, God is pleased when we develop an abundant mindset. Too often we become satisfied and complacent, accepting whatever comes our way. I've gone as far as I can go. I'll never get any promotions. This is just my lot in life. That's not true. Your lot in life is to continually increase. Your lot in life is to be an overcomer, to live prosperity in every area. Quit eating the cheese and crackers and step into the banquet hall. God created you for great things. What a tragedy it would be to go through life as a child of the King in God's eyes, yet as a lowly pauper in our own eyes. This is precisely what happened to a young man in the Old Testament by the name of Mephibosheth, 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 which is the grandson of King Saul and the son of Jonathan. And I'm going to leave you with that, guys. How many of us live in the mindset of being a naive? Naive that because we are not aware that because God already paid for the price, we think of ourselves as less than, and we're not. God implemented these seeds in us to think in abundance, to think in authority, in power, because we are blessed. We are His. And as long as we are His, we live a glorious life. Be in the now, in the state of joy, in gratitude. Don't worry about the past, for the past is already gone. It's back there. Leave it back there. Live in the present. It is called a present because it's a gift. Don't go too far into a future. We don't know what can happen, but keep our eyes on the prize. If you keep your eyes fixed on Christ, I guarantee you, your life will be a complete different life. Don't be naive eating cheese and crackers when you can be eating filet mignon. You can be eating lobster, the best of the best. I don't know about you, but I'm sick and tired of living that poverty mindset. It doesn't please God for me to think of myself as less than. And I want to be in obedience. I want to be an example. I want to be walking in faith, walking with prosperity, that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And as long as you have that attitude, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Oh, you don't know how to do it? It's okay. Just take one step in front of the other. Put one foot in front of the other. God will do the rest. As I celebrate today 60 episodes on Facebook, go follow me, Annette Soto. I said the same thing. I didn't want to do one live because I didn't know what to talk about. I didn't feel confident in my words. I didn't feel confident in the way I looked. I just didn't feel confident in any way because I was naive until I started to know who I really am and walking in the confidence that I of what I can give and what I can, and acting as if I'm already the leader that I want to become. Who would I become when I am a millionaire? Who would I become when I am already wealthy? These are the things you need to think about, my friends. Quit thinking of defeat and despair. I can't afford it. I don't have enough money. I don't know. Start declaring and decreeing what you want for your life. I am so happy and grateful now that I have the resource to be able to have this, and the other, whatever it may be. Let's quit being naive because we belong to God. And as long as we are God's, our lives are glorious. I want to thank you for being with me today. for watching me. I want to ask you, please, as a favor, to like, share, and subscribe. I see you guys tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, 9:30-ish, because 9 o'clock Eastern Time is my Facebook. If you guys want to watch me, go over to Facebook, and then you can come over to YouTube. I love, love, love you all. Have a good night. I'm going to leave you guys like I always leave you. If you believe, you can achieve. I love you all. God bless.